Wrestling fans, what's going on, man? It's Black Couch Booking here with a brand new video. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. I promise you will not be disappointed. And if you're old to the channel, Couch Crew, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a great day today. Please follow me on Instagram at Real Black Couch Booking. Please join my Discord. Link should be in the description down below. Guys, it's been a very interesting few couple of days. You know, and shout out to y'all for reaching out, in the comment section, the community tab, Discord, DMs. I had to, man, I had to attend a funeral service on Monday, yesterday. My Patreon got deleted, which I'm still trying to figure out the details. It might be my fault, so I can't even be mad. And on top of that, I'm back to work, my 9 to 5, and I got 250 emails that I need to respond to and a whole bunch of work tasks. So I haven't been feeling, really feeling it the last few days. I uploaded my YouTube shorts late today on Monday because it's just been a lot going on, just trying to get back to some normalcy. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Real talk. Without y'all, I wouldn't be here. And y'all know I love making content for the community. So I sincerely thank you. The Patreon will return in June, and I'm ready to just keep cranking out this content, and I'm ready to hit that 10,000 sub mark because that's only the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to take us to the next level. But I'm coming at y'all with this interesting idea today, and as soon as I seen the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss segment, that's immediately I had this idea, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to drop this. So, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and in my opinion, Becky Lynch have the opportunity to really help elevate the women's division even more, and they can do so without chasing titles. That shouldn't, we need Charlotte Flair specifically to hit a different mark where chasing titles is not her identity. She can use this to establish something new. I don't care if Charlotte Flair and Becky, they got a little rivalry outside of WWE, in real life because, obviously they both want to be the best, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about nobody's feelings. When it's time to cut that check and when your boss tell you to do something, you do it. I think this would be good for wrestling and good for these three characters. So I would call them the establishment. Why would I call them the establishment? Because they are established. Look up the definition of what it means to be established. These three women have been, mainstays in the company for some time. Alexa Bliss has been out, because she had a kid, and congratulations to Alexa Bliss. But now she's back, and all three of these women have a different story that could bring them together. As soon as I saw Alexa Bliss and Charlotte with this segment, I was like, wait, what's about to go on here? She like, yo, let me talk to you for a second. I'm like, hold on. I don't want to see, I don't want to see them feud, if I'm going to be completely honest, and I don't want to see a situation where either they're gonna try to make Charlotte a face or Alexa just straight up heel and blah blah blah. Them as a tag team would be interesting and new, but I think this faction could be better because think about this. Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch's booking has literally been mirroring each other and they're both complaining about the same thing almost. Think about this. Charlotte Flair came back to put over the younger talent, Tiffany Stratton. She did her job. Becky Lynch came back to put over the younger talent, Lyra Valkyria. She did her job, and they both, well, more so, Charlotte is more real life where, well, actually Becky too. The fans, the reception of them is basically go home now. Even though a lot of fans have called for Becky Lynch to come back, but when she comes back, they're like, go away. And Charlotte Flair, she's been gone for so long, she expected a warm reception, and that's not the case. People were saying the Nepo baby, go away. And they're both like, yo, without us, this company wouldn't be anything. We are the pillars of women's wrestling. And y'all going to disrespect me like that? And they're both in that similar boat. I would say Charlotte Flair's disappointment is it's obvious that was going to happen. I didn't think she was going to come back as a face, and I think WWE secretly knew that the fans were going to be receptive. But Becky Lynch, is a very interesting one because even though she kayfabe turned heel, there was still whispers in the WWE and wrestling fandom that Becky Lynch being back is a bad idea. I hope she doesn't beat Lyra. She sucks. She's only been the man. Blah blah blah. They both have justifiable reasons why they should be mad with the wrestling fans now. How does Alexa Bliss factor into this? She needs to be mad at the powers that be. You brought me back just for me to sit on the sidelines because the YS6 are not available. And the only person that's not available is Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy. So Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross could just be doing something without Uncle Howdy. But Alexa Bliss had to sit on the sidelines through WrestleMania season for the last couple of months or so after you brought her back at Royal Rumble, and now she just came back to tag team with Zelina Vega, which was cool and it was fun. I love me some Zelina Vega, but let's make one thing clear. I was looking forward to Alexa Bliss in the YS6 situation show. The establishment is fighting against. You have Becky and Charlotte fighting against the fans. You have Alexa Bliss fighting against the higher ups, the upper establishment, the company, the machine. And they all need each other because they need to fight different opponents in order to be successful, not only in the ring, but outside the ring. Alexa Bliss, the fans are still going to love Alexa Bliss no matter what. They loved her when she was the goddess. Nothing Alexa Bliss's do, people aren't going to boo it. So you remember that feeling you got when Damage Control first formed at SummerSlam? Imagine the feeling you'll get when you'll see Becky and Charlotte hug it out, shake hands, and then Alexa Bliss is at the center of it. You see, there's no leader per se, but Alexa Bliss is going to be the one calling the shots because Charlotte and Becky are still arguing and bickering, and they still have that history where Alexa Bliss can bring them together. And not only that, they need one another to beat each other's opponents. Becky couldn't beat Lyra. Charlotte couldn't beat Tiffany. Becky has beaten Tiffany Stratton before, if I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken? Even though, Tiffany did what she had to do, but Becky can get Tiffany's number. Whereas Lyra is not ready for a beast like Charlotte. Lyra against Charlotte. Charlotte might be a big problem for Lyra because it's opposites. I don't know if you guys used to watch the Power Rangers, but it was the Power Rangers versus the Psycho Rangers, something like that. They had to switch opponents in order to beat one another because they couldn't hang. The Blue Ranger couldn't hang with the Blue Ranger. You know what I'm saying? So you do that, and then there's an opponent in the waiting. Alexa Bliss, if Nikki Cross would have came back, that'd have been fine. But there's an opponent in the waiting, Jade Cargill. We're gonna get Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair. However, Jade Cargill, she can clash with a Nia Jax. She can clash with a bigger beast. But how will she clash with an unorthodox Alexa Bliss? Someone so small, she just thinks she could go in and just pick her up and do this. But Alexa Bliss has that supernatural element that could throw Jade Cargill off her square. So imagine this, Lyra and Tiffany, two champions, they about to link up. They say, you know what, Jade, come help us take them out. The establishment, we could take them out together. But when they have the one-on-one matches, they switch the order last second. Lyra thinks she about to go against Becky. Tiffany thinks she about to go against Charlotte, and whatever the case may be, they just switch, and then that's why they can't get over the hump. That's why the establishment actually beats them, because the establishment understands that in order to win, you must adapt, which the young girls aren't ready for. And I would like to see a match at Survivor Series 3-on-3, six-man tag team match, because War Games, let's give War Games back to NXT. I think Survivor Series needs to go back to captain, team, stable, but it don't got to be in a War Games or a cage match. I mean, we've done it for enough years now where we can get back to form, and I just think that this story will be a great story to tell. Because think about it, all of them are in a position now where you don't really need the belts. Like if Becky, the only justification I would have got Becky to beat Lyra is Lyra was gonna go on to win Money in the Bank or Queen of the Ring, which I don't think Queen of the Ring is gonna happen this year round. And then on the opposite end, if Charlotte would have beat Tiffany, I would have only wanted that to go see Charlotte versus Jade, but we're gonna get Charlotte versus Jade regardless. And like I said, Alexa Bliss has nothing to do until Uncle Howdy. I don't know why Uncle Howdy has to this. I understand, but I don't know what his injury is, but he can't just sit in a chair and rock back and forth. And Nikki Cross is the one that's pulling the strings and really going after Alexa Bliss, blah, blah, blah. You don't got Braun Strowman there anymore, but supposedly he's going to come back for just storyline purposes sometimes. Like, it's too much, man. Alexa Bliss needs something active to do. And if they're going to go with Charlotte and Alexa as a pair, you know what I'm saying? Maybe to go after the women's tag team championships or just cause havoc. That's cool. But when y'all like to see the stable come to fruition, the establishment, the three established women, and Bailey is the outsider. We're not doing no full horsewomen and replacing Mercedes Moné. We know where your loyalty lies, Bailey, and we're gonna take you out just like Becky did. We're gonna take you out even more now. So then you could have, and I don't know if you guys remember, and when ECW first came back, ECW WWE version. You had the ECW originals versus the New Blood or whatever they would call it. I forgot what they would call it. With Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvon, Kevin, was it Kevin Thorne? And They ended up getting CM Punk to join that one time against Tommy Dreamer and them boys. Sandman, rest in peace, Sabu. Let's do something like that. Like I said, we got Lyra, we got Tiffany. They might need to recruit somebody unorthodox who you think wouldn't join them, but that's how you could get a Roxanne Perez to turn face. That's how you get a Roxanne Perez back on the fan side. Roxanne Perez is the one that could beat Alexa Bliss. I mean, they went at it in Elimination Chamber, did they not? So that'll be something that'll be a sight to see, wouldn't it? And it makes sense story-wise as well. Tell me I'm not cooking. If I'm not cooking, man, I'll go put my what SpongeBob using my spatula. I'll go put it back in the dresser, up in the drawer, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'm really thinking that because like the parallels are right there. Becky and Charlotte are essentially complaining about the same thing. And then you got Alexa Bliss, who should be complaining to the higher ups, TKO, Triple H, Nick Aldis, because well, you're not giving me nothing. I came back for no reason. I could have stayed home with my kid because I was still employed under WWE anyway. I could have just kept getting the bag, but now I'm brought back to work nothing matches. You know what I'm saying? Like I really think that this can be something monumental. Make sure y'all drink y'all seltzer water. Like I really think this could be something, and in the end, of course. Of course, in the end game is always going to be Becky versus Charlotte to me. I want to see Becky versus Charlotte at WrestleMania before it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? Just one more clash, that one more banger for the nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? And then Alexa Bliss, I mean, a triple threat match would be fine as well. That don't gotta be at the next WrestleMania, but a triple threat matches, period, would be fine. They implode, their egos start to take over again once the opportunity to have a title match comes up. But Becky, Charlotte as tag team champions, and then Alexa Bliss is the third champion, whether that be she could be United States champion. I wouldn't mind her taking the belt off of Zelina Vega or something like that. Or maybe she's the one who got to take out Lyra. Maybe Lyra can't deal with her. She's the women's Intercontinental Champion. You just have them running amok, man. I don't think there's been some good women's factions. We're not gonna get the bloodline. I know y'all want the women's version of the bloodline, but if Tamina can't get involved, there's no point in just having Naomi and Nia Jax with no Tamina. I'm sorry. The bloodline has to be a multi-person group. But we haven't had a women's faction that really excited me personally, since Damage Control. Pure Fusion Collective could have been tough. They didn't do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we really didn't have a women's faction that really stood out. What is the women's faction version of NWO, of DX? I can't think of one. I think this could be the women's faction of, you know what I'm saying, that give you an evolution type of feel that could really get us going, man. So that's what I want to see personally. But like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for love and support as always. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Let me know if I was cooking, or let me know if your boy was burning the souffle. But thank you guys so much, man. I really do appreciate the love. We on the road to 10K subs, and just like the video, share it with somebody, bro. I think I just came up with some good booking, in my opinion. But I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.